2023 is the year of high-profile remakes. Dead Space, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and Metroid Prime Remake, to name a few in 2023, and most recently the Resident Evil 4 remake from Capcom. And goddamn does this game look and play amazing. With some of the best looking graphics in a video game that I've seen. Oh wait, sorry, wrong game. With some of the best looking graphics I've seen in a video game in recent years, Resident Evil 4 Remake stands as one of the best looking Resident Evil games in the series. And this review is going to come from a place of having not played the original game that was released back in 2005 on the GameCube and then the subsequent re-releases. I have seen a couple of playthroughs from my friends, but never experienced the game for myself. So you'll get a few comparisons between the two, but most of this is going to just be my raw impressions and thoughts of the remake.
You like thrill rides? You're gonna love this.
This being my first time playing Resident Evil 4, I knew the basic premise of the game, at least having a general idea of what's going on. I knew that you played as Leon Kennedy some 6 years after the events of Resident Evil 2, and I at least had a general idea of what was going on with Leon and that he was working under direct orders from the president.
Leon S. Kennedy, I need your help.
What do you need, sir?
My daughter Ashley has gone missing. She's been kidnapped by a fucking wizard.
A wizard?
Yes, we believe they want to do some Resident Evil shit.
Damn it, where are they?
Whisked away here to a Spanish countryside, it is here where Leon realizes that shit is not right and he's got to find a way to track down Ashley and get the fuck out of here. And most of this, I guess, beginning half of the game, 4 hours, is sort of you trying to track down Ashley. And then once you meet her, you're also introduced to a host of the other characters. Luis is one of them who's challenging Leon for best looking hair. And then you have Salazar looking like an old grandma, and all of these characters that you love and know from the original return here and are done so much better in the remake versus the original, in my opinion. In the gameplay for Resident Evil 4 is pretty standard in the sense that it's almost identical to Resident Evil 2 and 3. Leon feels a little bit faster and agile, but the biggest addition to the combat and the gameplay loop is the fucking parry. And I can't state how clutch this parry is in certain scenarios because it has saved my ass more times than I can count. And more games need a parry, more Resident Evil games need a parry. I love this shit. Yes, the roundhouse kick is back in all of its glory. And here's the part where I'd like to mention that most Resident Evil games as of late have been a little on the shorter side, ranging anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, with the most recent game, Resident Evil Village, taking me roughly around 8 hours to finish. And once I rolled the credits on Resident Evil 4 Remake, my time was sitting at just around 12 hours, and that was on the normal difficulty. And I reckon I could have stretched that out a couple more hours by doing a few more of the requests around the map for the merchant. And these requests are sort of pseudo side quests in the game that has you shooting down some blue medallions, or killing a really tough enemy that you might have went by earlier in the game, or exterminating some rats if you fancy that sort of work. And all these tasks give you a special currency that you can then spend at the merchant to buy exclusive rewards like a pistol or attachments for your weapons that you might not be able to acquire otherwise. And from what I've been told or seen, that was not in the original, which is really cool because it kind of adds a little more length to the game, as well as allowing it to be as easy or as hard as you would like, because the more of those you complete, the easier the game therefore could be based on the amount of rewards that you earn and gain over the course of the time that you spend. Next up, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the graphics and technical aspect. The game's gorgeous. That's it. Moving on. No, but in all seriousness, I do have to gush a little bit about how just good this game looks. Running the game at max settings had me wondering if I was watching a video game cutscene or a really, really damn good looking movie. And there are plenty of these scenes to go around in this game, with each environment in the game having looks that are absolutely stunning. And there's just something about some of these areas, like the lake, for instance, that is so beautiful. And then there's a next part where you get in towards sort of a castle. And you've got some of the fog that's rolling in, especially with the lighting. And all of it does look very next level. And I gotta applaud Capcom on getting this to even run on an older PlayStation 4. And technically speaking, I was running the game on a 4080 coupled with an i7 13700K. I encountered zero crashes and a few minor frame dips in certain areas, but overall a very solid port from Capcom. Regardless if you've played the original back in 2005 or not, I believe this is a game that you're bound to enjoy and like. It has the horror, it has the action, and quips for days, and I think that Resident Evil 4 Remake is one of the best remakes that we have ever gotten in today's modern gaming and in gaming in general, and probably my favorite Resident Evil game to be released to date. It's also rumored that we're getting some DLC sent around Ada Wong based on some files that people found in the PC version, but only time will tell. Now, and if you did make it this far, I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to check out my review of the remake of Resident Evil 4, and thank you for watching.